let's talk about the last book I finished for the Booker long list. Hello, book friends. It's Alyssa. Welcome back. Hello if you are new. I have one more Booker review for you in this round of reviewing, and I didn't like the book, so I still have my glass of Sauvignon Blanc. We're going to get through this. I finished in Ascension, and I was unimpressed with this whole thing. I know in my reaction to the long list video, I said this is a book that I should love. It's literary sci-fi. It has hints of environmentalism in it, like climate kind of stuff. It sounded like you were checking boxes where Alyssa should be like, this is so good. We started off in like a mid-note, but like promising. We've got more parent issues. This time we've got a dead dad, spicing it up. We've got a girl that's obsessed sort of with space and algae and science and biology. And I'm like, here for it, love it. I identify with you, go for it. She goes on an oceanography thing. She goes on some trip. She goes to the bottom of the ocean. There's something that happens down there with some like eukaryotes or whatever, some sort of algae. Something happens down under the ocean, and the first part of this is very vibey, like,
don't mess with the ocean.
And I'm like, I agree. Here for it. Love it. There was dread. There was doom brewing. I was here for it. I was happy with it. And then she keeps going on with the story and going on with her career, and she starts working with this mysterious company that's doing stuff with space travel and propulsion, and she's supposed to be working on how to grow algae as a food source, and that algae is going to sustain people in space, and it's going to be easier to do in space because of different things with like gravity, et cetera, et cetera. The sciencey bits, they feel a little vague, but fine. I was here for it. I do enjoy that. I have a degree in biology. I enjoyed it. But it's like nothing happened. It was just slow. Mercy, what are you doing? Mercy is absolutely asleep and wagging her tail like a crazy dog. So nothing really, things happen in the book. Saying nothing happens in the book is really like, Alyssa, did you read the book? Yes, I did. I think why it feels like nothing happened in the book is because I don't care. There's so much sort of very flowery, melodramatic language, which I don't necessarily dislike, but it's almost like it just existed to exist, and it didn't deliver me to anywhere that I cared. I didn't have any emotional arrival from it where I was like crying or moved or anything. Like I did not care about the book. It just got more and more tedious. It's too long. It's too melodramatic. There's a whole section where you find out just how terrible Lee is our main character. Her dad was to her, and Lee has this entire like wholly estranged relationship from basically anybody but her crewmates. And even then, I don't think she really has relationships with them. She's a very isolated island type of person. No man is an island, but Lee is. You realize that her dad essays her. Shocker, sorry, spoiler. But nobody else knows about this. Nobody knows about this. You get to the end of the book and you realize not even her sister knew. And I think that that's not unrealistic, but it felt like for the story it was unrealistic. It feels weird that these two kids would live so wholly different lives when that's the abuse that was happening, because that's not normally how that works. It felt really weird to find out later in the story that the sister didn't know. Like, am I supposed to be questioning Lee and whether or not she's telling me the truth? I think there's supposed to be a whole thing about like interconnectedness and like the earth and like space and like don't mess up the earth. I don't know. I didn't enjoy this. I really read like sad girl obsessed with algae goes to space, and I didn't find anything interesting about it in the slightest. And there's a weird part where she's in space and she says that she can smell her own tears. And that sent me down a spiral because your tears don't have a scent. And I don't think the vacuum of space is going to give it Ascent. And I know that that is a minor point, but when you have been going for like, I don't remember how long this book is. Is it like 400 pages? When you've been going for like at least 200 pages in a book that you're not enjoying, and then they just throw out in some melodramatic soliloquy about smelling your own tears before they come, you can't do that. It's impossible. And then you want me to believe that any of the stuff you talk about that's like science-y or spacey, that you know anything that you're supposed to talk about when you don't understand. I didn't like this book. And now the question is, did I not like it enough for it to be my worst book of the Booker season? And I feel like we've got a battle at the top for Old God's Time, and we've got a battle at the bottom between A Spell of Good Things and In Ascension. I didn't like this book. I really didn't like this book. It's like too vague and also somehow like too specific. Like it goes on too much about certain things and then not enough about others. Maybe it's just too esoteric and not in a good way. Like it wasn't done well. I don't know. I did not enjoy it. I know many of you didn't either, but I know some of you really loved it. I know Books and Bow, Willow, she loves it. I'm not seeing it. What did I miss? If this is a book that you love, please convince me in the comments to like this book. Please convince me to like this, because on paper, I should love this, but in practice, after reading it, this was torture. This was a bit of torture to finish, and I had many people telling me to DNF, but we are not DNFing these books. Come hell and high water, I will finish all of these. I have 5 left, I believe. I think we're at 8 right now. I have 5 left. I'm working on the first of those 5. I still have the big chunker of the list to go. I'm a little scared. I'm hoping these last 5 are not horrendous. I'm also hoping that there will be some shakeups, that the list will get like moved around, and that by the end of these 5, it will be a wholly different ranking system. I want something to surprise me. I'm sure it won't. Convince me down below not to hate In Ascension if you loved it. Tell me why I'm right that it sucks if you also disliked it. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video, whatever it may be, because it's my channel and I can do whatever I want. Bye. Cheers.
So just sit with me, talking to the night until the morning, building chemistry. I don't think I ever wanna go come closer next to me. Trying to find another way to say this, but I think we were meant to be.